back to Coffee Talk, and today we want to introduce our team member, Amanda Leek.
Hey guys, thanks for having me. Glad to be here.
Absolutely. So we're going to start out getting to know Amanda. So I know the last few years have been pretty wild for you and very different. So give us like the Spark Notes version, give us the short version of Amanda and how we got to the Amanda right here on the couch.
Yeah. Well, I was born and raised in Ludlow, Kentucky. Lived there my whole entire life. It's a very small town. The same school from preschool through graduation. So, and I love that. I love being from a small town. And then a few years ago, almost like 7 years ago, back in 2015, my husband finished basic training, came home for the holidays, we got engaged, and within about 2 weeks, I moved to Texas. So I left not only my town, but my state for the first time ever.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah, it was a little bit scary, a lot scary.
Yeah.
But it was also really great. Like, I think if you're from a small town, absolutely recommend going out there at some point in your life. Yeah.
Out of your own little bubble, that your comfort zone.
Yes, yeah. And I was down there for about a year until he deployed, and I did come back home. I missed my mom. I needed to meet back around familiar faces. And it was really far. We were in El Paso, Texas.
Okay.
So it's like the desert, farthest edge of Texas. It was really far. And then when he got back, we lived there for about another year and a half, 2 years.
Okay.
And then he got stationed at Fort Campbell. So we moved to Clarksville, Tennessee.
Okay.
Absolutely loved it there. Recommend it to anyone. And then we're there for about 3 years until we finally got word that he was going to be recruiting, and we got to come back home.
Awesome.
Okay.
So what made you decide to get into real estate?
Well, when I was in Clarksville, I worked at an office doing some behind the scenes stuff, and I worked with some really amazing realtors down there, and they were just some of the kindest people that I've ever met. And I was always kind of interested in it. I just thought I'd be good at it. I thought it seemed like something I could strive in. I love talking to people. I don't have that like shyness thing to hold me back. So I really thought that I could do well, and then seeing firsthand other people and the way they were helping people, and just I was very inspired.
So you started real estate school when you were in Tennessee because you knew you were coming to Kentucky. And I guess a good question is you've actually been licensed now for about 4 months, right? 4 months tomorrow.
4 months tomorrow.
And you've had a few closings already, which is awesome because I don't know if you're aware, but they say for real estate agents to anticipate almost 6 months until you get your first closing.
Oh.
And you had your first person under contract, a month, I think it was, in the business? Mm-hmm. So you're already doing great. That was before she was on the team, by the way. It's not like we did that or something.
Yeah.
So that was awesome.
Yes.
So you've had a couple transactions under your belt, you've had a couple months under your belt. How has real estate been, now that you're on the license side, how has it been maybe different? Pros? Was there anything that's like, okay, this is better, this is worse, anything like that?
So I guess like the big thing for me was you go through the schooling, you learn a ton, and you know, you're geared up to pass this test. You pass it, and then it's like now your learning truly begins, because it gives you a great base knowledge of everything. I obviously recommend it, but once I was actually licensed, it was a whole new ball game. It's not the same as what you learn in school. You don't learn how to talk to people or how to present yourself, or the business aspect of it, that you are running a business, building a business, and that's been really fun to me. I didn't realize it was quite
I'm glad you said the business part, because that's this thing, because we talk to people that are thinking about getting into real estate all the time, and one of the things we always say is like, okay, real estate school is to teach you how to not get yourself in trouble with real estate, real estate law, but it doesn't teach you anything about how to be a successful business owner, and that's essentially what you are. And that's one of the things that we've noticed with you right off the bat, is you came into it and already starting to learn. It's like you went to real estate school, and correct me if I'm wrong, but like, because it's been a while for us, but you were in real estate school, and then it's like you have to get into a whole nother training afterwards, which is how to do that. So what's some of the stuff that you've done since you've gotten out of real estate school to help you actually learn how to run a real estate business?
Yeah, I think, and just having a mentor and being picky about who you choose to be your mentor was very important to me. You feel very lost when you first get started. You just kind of, you are geared and ready to go, but it's like, okay, but where do I go?
What do I do in this big ocean? Like, what do I do? Where do I go?
I'm here now.
We wake up every day like, okay, I don't need to do something, but what do I need to do?
Yes, right. So, and you know, you guys are my mentors, and that has been extremely helpful for me. Just to have someone who's been in the business and knows a thing or two to kind of point you in the right direction and give you tips. And then also, I like watching a lot of tutorials and videos and things online. Just, you know, if I have downtime, find something that I can research and spend 20 minutes looking into, and
it helps, just little bits of knowledge.
That's like, you get finished with real estate school just to now I need to start actually doing real estate training. And that's something that we know that you do, because you do a lot of it with us, which is right when you get out of real estate school, you need to start training actually how to do real estate. And that's what I think a lot of agents make the mistake that you have not, why you're already being successful, is okay, now I'm going to I'm going to try to learn as much as possible, and not just get out there and just wait. Okay, hopefully people call me. I think that's what a lot of people think.
Absolutely.
A lot of people don't know what to do, and they just think, people are just going to start to call me because they know I have a license. And it's like, no, that's not exactly how it is. Some of what I'm hearing too that I'm curious about is your husband being in the military, and you have this personal experience. So is that something that you want to try to focus on or help? Is you have the personal experience of now being a real estate agent and living the life of a military family that has to move around. Is that something that you're interested in, or kind of tell us a little bit about that, or how you like to help those families?
Absolutely. I would love to work with soldiers and, you know, any other heroes. They hold a special place in my heart. But I've already, you know, helped 2 soldiers, one to buy his first home and one to sell, but it is something that means a lot to me. I know the struggle of, you know, you have sometimes a week of notice that you have to go here, you have to go there, you have to uproot your whole life and go. And it can be stressful, and so if I can take any of that stress off for them, or just be like, look, I know what it's like. Let me be your hand, let me be your guide. You know, you don't have to do this alone, because it can be a lot. So
well, I know we asked a lot of questions here. Is there like one thing? I know we didn't prepare you for this question, but it's because I wanted to get your genuine answer with this. Is if there's like one piece of advice for someone that's maybe like thinking about getting into real estate, or they're already in school but they're just not sure, is there like maybe a little bit of motivation, or like, I don't know, like, hey, someone just like, hey, I'm thinking about signing up for real estate school. What would be your advice to me? Should I do it? Should I not? Do you have any advice?
I would say absolutely do it. If you're already thinking about it, do it, because if you don't, then it's going to be 5 years from now and you're going to regret that, you know, I wanted to and I just couldn't, you know, pull the trigger. Because I felt that way for a few years, like, just do it. So absolutely, if that's your goal, if you're aim high. And then secondly, I think that taking your time to choose you know, where you're going to go and what kind of training, mentorship programs they may or may not have is very important. And so that was something that I'm blessed that I was able to have set up coming out of getting my license and already be ready to go, instead of having that lag time between, okay, I'm licensed and, you know, now what do I do? So,
awesome. I think that was okay. That was a perfect response. Good. Didn't even tear up for that. She just made her put her on spot there. Okay, so wrapping it up, of course, how can people find you on the internet or reach out to you? How can people get a hold of you?
So if you're looking to buy, sell, invest, thinking about a career in real estate, I can be found on social media, so Facebook, Instagram, or then I'm always available through call, text, email. We can put all that below, I guess, so that you guys can have that information to reach me.
Absolutely. All right, well, thank you, Amanda, for letting us put you on our coffee talk and introduce you. And then, we'll put all of Amanda's contact information and details below. Do not hesitate to reach out to her. As you've heard, even though she's just getting started, she's already crushing it, already has the experience from years of being at an office, and she's ready to help you guys out. So we'll put her contact below, and thanks again. We'll talk to you guys on the next Coffee Talk. See you guys.
Bye.